Okay, let's go. Aí, onegaishimasu. Okay, I guess the sound system's working, which is always good. So let's start out with, I just recommend sit comfortable. If you want to say zod, you can. You know, that's also a practice, okay? And eyes closed or open. I find a lot of times if my eyes are open, I'm just so easily distracted. So I tend to favor myself eyes closed, okay? Okay, good. Yeah, Everybody up. Yeah. Standing. Weight underside. Of course, it's in the moment. You know, you get a perfect one. No, in the moment, there's a weight. The weight settles under. Okay, so stay where you are. I'm not going to attack you or anything. There's tension in your arms. On the other hand, you don't pose the push. Weight is under. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, nothing huge, but I'm running around too much up here and out there. Just settle. The weight settles naturally under when I'm just easy. Okay? Now, relax completely. I can't relax. That's an impossibility, even for me. But in the moment, I can relax as completely as I can, which means the mind. Start with the body. I'm going to try to calm the mind that's just running too fast, in too many directions. So start with the body, weight under. Some level of mind clearing, opening, relax completely. So again, the settle, weight under to me is body. Relax completely, as completely as I can, that's mind. I get some balance. All of a sudden, my life force, of course, the word key, the life force starts to flow. Now, for me, things happen. For example, like my breathing. I start to, one, notice my breathing. Two, it starts to become deeper, more rhythmic. That usually lets me know I'm in a flow. And then a lot of times these are presented in the pattern of four. The last one is the point. Okay? 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches inside. That's a hard one because when I think about it, I fix it. And that point is a contradiction. It never moves, but it's not set. And of course, the physical location of it is inside you, but it represents something. Okay, now everybody relax a bit. So one way of kind of looking at it, for example, if he's coming in this direction, the weight settles under. Okay, now I do weight underside. I relax completely. I extend key. I keep one point. That's the way it was always, the Japanese presented it, okay? But the weight underside is a whole dimension. It exists in my settling, but it also is kind of like its own thing. If he's coming in this direction, boom. I'm reacting here, so I have to settle. My mind starts to clear. All of a sudden, there's a flow. And background all that is the point. I know I'm getting to the point when boom, I can kind of. The point shows when you start to take better angles and your timing starts to become intricate and very fascinating. That's for me when the point shows, but right about here. Okay. Weight underside, relax as completely as you can. Your energy starts to flow. Okay, so we're just going to do the step back. Okay, so let's warm up with that. Yeah, don't tie yourself and not doing that. An easy feeling. Okay. Okay. I'm Curry. Yeah, I need to step to the line and make 2 free throws to win the game. Easy. You know, there's Kevon Looney. There's Stephen Curry. So don't tie yourself in knots with crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yeah. See, one of the things, it's like, okay, I'm going to do weight underside. There's a whole dimension of weight underside. Represents it. There's some, you would call that an archetype. It's ground. But also my energy is too high running around in my head. Okay. So relaxing completely. Weight underside. Some people start the other way, but I always start with the body. Relax completely after the waist underside. But yeah, it's up to you. Okay, right? Now on that particular one, for example, I'm doing that. It's still a martial art. Maybe somebody comes in at you this way. So I'm going to just come on. I'm going to distract. Yeah. Right. Well, sometimes if somebody's running at you, it's like, okay, it's a little harder because I'm going weight underside. Somebody's running at me and all this. Okay, that's about where you start to get the 1 point because you find things happen. The 1 point is in the weight underside. It's in relaxed completely. It's in, things are beginning to flow for me. Okay. But when you think about the 1 point, you go mental and it ties everything up. So I broke on the other 3. And then when you get a big move, that was a 1 point. Wow. And I then forget it. It's moment by moment anyway. Okay. So one of the things here is like doing that motion or that motion. Now, if he wants to come in this direction, we have a direction for him. Okay. There's already my flow and his flow connected, and we're going to explore that. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's an important one. I mean, as much as, I do the weight underside, what I want to be able to do is just kind of clear a little bit. And so, boom, the weight under is a whole dimension of it. Right? If you come in, the whole dimension of the weight underside. Right? The whole dimension of the weight underside. You come in easier, there's a whole dimension of the weight underside. If I weight underside, kind of what the Japanese tend to do. We're a little bit more creative. Not that they're not. There are a couple of Ono Sensei, Kojima Sensei. They were very creative. Okay, but the culture tends to get locked into form. If you're coming, boom, you're easy. If you need to, boom, you can go boom. Easy. You establish your body. It's supposed to what's going on up here, confusing or reacting. This clears a bit. The mind and body go into some balance, flow starts to happen, which for me is kind of like, relax, boom, boom, come on, I've got this motion, boom, boom. It's just standing in the middle of all that, just because you're moving, but you're, again, cleaning the mess up. Okay? Cleaning the mess up. All right? All right? Keep going. Right. Yeah, one of the things, here's like, I'm learning weight underside. So there's a whole dimension of weight underside.
Yeah.
Right? There's a whole dimension of weight underside. Okay? I learned, let's start out there, but then increasingly easy with I'm doing it in my life. Okay, come on. Easy. Then if I'm Stephen Curry, you follow me at the end of the game. Okay, I'm going to make 2 foul shots.
Yeah.
Kevon Looney, maybe not so, right? He's getting better. But you know, Curry's gonna bounce the ball a couple of times. He's just gonna he misses occasionally, but he's gonna miss it. Easy. I'm all tense and then the mind clears of all the negative thoughts. What if I miss? Just feel your breathing. You're trying to get the flow and nothing but no. Okay? Huh? Okay. Let's go. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. That's everybody. No, right where you are. I mean, sometimes you know there's practice time. The dojo is important, but there are things you can practice. Like you can practice the weight underside, and you can practice the relax completely. You can practice, you know, this flow starting. What is that flow? I mean, ki, for example, ki. It's a word for me, even though I'm genetically Japanese. It's a word from another culture. What is ki? Ki. Huh? Things start to flow for you. They flow through you. Another point. Keep one point. Easy. I understand the point through the activity with the other three. Okay? And the way I look at it, the relax completely, the grounding, the settling, there's a whole dimension of it. The opening, clearing, you know, relax completely, whole dimension of it. You start to get those two in balance. All of a sudden, something called a flow starts, a whole dimension of flow. And right through all those flows, there's the point. One of the things about the point, you know, is we localize it. You know, it's true. No, it's over here. It's over here. And in doing that, you know, there's a certain amount of flow. Right? Boom, I'm relaxed thoroughly. Well, boom, the weight is underside. Just, you know, those are 4 basic archetypes. Weight underside, body. Relax as complete as I can. Obviously, it has a lot to do with relaxing the mind, which is hard. But you get those two in balance, something called flow starts. Flow won't start until I have a balance. I'm trying to be balanced. Yeah, it's like, oh, you extend chi. I keep one point. It's too rigid to come this one. It's like, okay, easy. Look, there's a point. Yeah, it's just localized here, but then again, okay. When that localizes, then everything organizes around it and through it. So I work on the other 3 with the sense that when things start to when things start to cook, I know the points back they're supporting the other 3. Okay, right? So you get a flavor for it. Stand up. Ah, good. Now let's say he pins both hands from the back, making me uptight. Weight underside. Boom. You might get the first 2. Weight settles under. Okay. Oh, my mind is starting to kind of ease down. It's not reacting. Oh, I'm starting to feel my breathing. My system's starting to feel more relaxed and flow. All right. Now from here. Now, for example, I go, pain. No, he's a part of the flow. I'm going to point his elbow down. And he wants to stand up. The key is going through that elbow. All right. It's just part of it's his key. His energy and my energy have kind of morphed into a system. Positive, receptive, uke, naga. All right. So right from here, I get surprised in the back, but an instant weight underside. relax as completely as I can. You know? Hand finds hand. I just sometimes I keep doing this, so easy. Now keep holding. See this hand, if you just extend, generally breaks free. Now here we go this way. The key goes through his elbow and continues through his elbow. Okay. Right. So it's just going to be a hold from the back. That's a good one, you know, because all of a sudden, you know, I'm grabbed and go, oh, that's good. You have that ability to make a shift from surprise, disoriented, weight settles, mind clears, your energy starts to flow, and you have, in the moment, a one-pointed focus. You're clear. You're learning details, but you have the clarity of that point. Okay, so let's start out with a partner. Both hands from the back. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And one of the things, for example, the back represents uncertainty. So you grab me from the back and I get uptight. No, no. Just that, yeah, we're training it completely. Weight on the side or conversely, weight on the side, relax completely. The hard thing is get your mind out of it. Mind's running around. I got to do this, I got to do that. But you're trapped from the back. Okay, boom, boom. Now, extend. Now, one of the things that happens here, okay, is that we try to twist the wrist. My key goes out your elbow. Yeah. All right. Yes, in the process of that, the wrist turns, doesn't it? I'm going to point your elbow towards the ground. See, a lot of times what happens in class is that we kind of go this way.
Yeah.
But, you know, in a real situation, you don't want to tie yourself two hands on one arm. So, you know, yeah. Now, if he wants to stand up, see, the key is going through his elbow. Come on up. Yeah. See? Okay. So, you know, I mean, this is more motion, but the same thing right here. Big, strong wrists. I'm going to twist your wrist. Doesn't work. The wrist turns, but it goes through your elbow, doesn't it? Now I'm going to point your elbow towards the ground. And I don't want to put two hands on one arm of his to take him down in a real situation. Now, if he falls on his face or, you know, hits his shoulder, well, we trained you to not do that here. Somebody else in a real situation, they're probably not going to fall perfectly. Okay, yeah. Okay, but I don't want to, I know a lot of it is kind of like, I'm going to do this. It's a prettier motion, but I like the fact that I'm going to try to, you know, if I go this way. Same thing, now it's tension, the same thing goes out the elbow, doesn't it? Now I'm going to pivot and I'm going to put the elbow into the ground. Okay, now stretch out, don't land on your shoulder. Yeah, we have the same pen, don't we? Now the other one is that a lot of times, you know, because everybody goes down to the grounding pin, but you might not want to do that in a real situation. It might be somebody else, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, whatever. Okay. So again, just clean the mess up. Yeah, if you're in a class and the teacher's teaching, go to the ground, then you do that. But you're not a robot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're not a robot. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. let's watch for a second. Okay. We go into, for example, like the hand changes in the 30 movements. All right. Hand change number 2 is EQ. Is EQ. All right. Sankyo is a back thrust, forward thrust. And it goes back to here. Okay. Now, one of the things I kind of want you to look at, for example, is that let's say it comes and pins my hands from the back. Okay. Now, this is a different thing. It's like he says, okay, he's not just trapping me. Do it. But you relax. Well, what are you up to? Creeps. And all of a sudden I'm back. It happens sometimes. But if he pins there, then what happens? I grab him. And it's a very easy kodogaishin motion. So, you know, sometimes situationally, people kind of try to screw you up and make a technique harder. When really what would happen in screwing it up, the worst thing in the world is when you let somebody screw you up because you're in such a rigid way that you don't see that they're making something else extremely easy. All right. For example, here, one of the things here, if the hands are pinned, grab him, turn your hip, you got a kodogaishin movement. Now, kodogaeshi is interesting. What did I do? I'm going to hurt his wrist. Now, where he's underside. Energy's flowing. Weight settles under, the mind clears as best as it can. Flow starts. Okay. Right. So, you know, the case right here, we're doing that. Somebody says, okay, I'm going to pin your arms. Okay, I can grab the other way too. In other words, it's putting my wrists together, good. Now, instead of pulling, I'm going to turn the wrists, then the hips. So, I'll go this way. Then all of a sudden, there's a harder fall. Okay. So sometimes you know, basically in sports, you take what the defense gives you. He pins my hands together back there. Okay. Now, what do? Turn the hip. Fingers over fingers. All right. Unless we get too caught up in classical patterns. And, you know, one of the things is that, you know, okay, somebody might want to try to pin your hands behind you this way. Okay. Now I can go the other way. It's just harder. I'm turning my hip to the right. So my right hand can take his wrist. Instead of struggling, wait, underside, relax completely. Your energy flows. Now I'm going to face him a little bit. Got this muscle. Boom. Okay. Right. So let's practice this variation where the hands get pinned. That's a lot of fun. Okay. Let's go. Yeah, you know, it happens. Sometimes people try to mess you up, you know, but they actually, you know what happens right here. If somebody pins your hands together, it's harder. And take what the defense gives you. Now you're back to your sankyo. Right. That's part of, to some degree, you know, when you start to settle your weight, relax completely is your mind. In other words, you see other options. In other words, you don't have to struggle against somebody who's being unreasonable. You can say, you know, you're being so unreasonable. You don't realize you're creating problems for yourself. It's very easy for me to do this than to react to you being unreasonable. You know what I mean? So energy flows. All right. And if I'm kind of, I don't, you know, the mind is relaxed completely. I get locked into things that may not apply anymore. Okay. So for example, you know, you pin the hands. Well, now there, for example, we got another movement. Use it. easy, 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 easy. All right. So you're learning more than the technique. You're kind of learning, again, the balance between your body and your mind allows some sort of energy to flow. And you get those three, it's pretty good right there. The point is something, if you're coming in this way, the point is something that organizes the whole thing. It's an organizer, ties them together. It's an amplification. Okay. Okay. All right. So, that area right there, we could go back to the song field, but the putting ice shape is kind of an interesting one there because, he ties my hand. Yeah. I'll put the other hand, put it the other way. Okay. Well, yeah. And if I'm, yes, I can't break it. Easy. Weight is under. Yeah. Well, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, everybody. All right. Okay. Now this was an example of something that was a problem. You get too caught up in like classical movement. Okay. So a man named Robert Koga, who used to teach police Aikido tactics. Okay. And so, he's teaching police, and then what happened is, people come up and say, this happened on the street. They bossed it up. Now, what's a better way of dealing with it? So he actually had to take his Aikido training and deal with situations that police officers might run into, or conversely, some very strange situations. Okay? So this was the case. It's a very related move to what we just did. It's the case, it's a rear attack. But what it was I think there was a hostage situation and there was a SWAT team. But what the people would do, the terrorists or whatever. No, you can't do that. You're already dead. So just relax. Don't react. All right? Walk. So this is what they did so they can get gunned down because it's very easy to do that, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, this was something, for example, this is crazy. This is a situation that you probably won't run it. Okay, go over there. And there's a SWAT team ready to shoot me, but I'm in control, right? And so they finally managed to deal with it, but they didn't know what to do. So they come to Koga Sensei. Thank you. All right. And they say, well, what can you do? And they put their knife there, and he says, I don't know. And so, his major influence in Japan was Koichi Tohei Sensei. And so he calls Japan. He says, in a panic. What do we do, Tohei Sensei? And Tohei Sensei says, I don't know. Oh. And a couple of days later, Tohei Sensei called him back and said, we figured it out. Now, a certain sort of strength is when you don't know something, you don't lie. Oh, yeah. See, this is what you do. You turn around and smile and grab it. No, it's not going to work. Okay. Okay. So you admit, yes, I lost the election. I'm not going to divide the country and team up with far-right extremists just to attract attention. You say, no, I lost. Conversely, I don't know. Okay? And what is kind of interesting about it is that, apparently the same thing came up, with another Aikido group. And the student says, Sensei, what do you do here? And the teacher had a great out. He said, that's a very advanced move that you're not ready to learn yet. So, okay, you get what I mean? Right. Yeah, okay. But one of the things, for example, what this is, right? Now, take your right hand, grab my wrist, put your weight underside. Good. Now, what you're going to do is turn around without cutting yourself. Other way. Good. Now you're going to put your, no, do that. Put your leg over my arm. You're going to have to be somewhat dexterous. If you're, in other words, over. If you're a stiff old person, you're dumb and dead anyway. So, So put the hand down. Now you got to grab, good, weight underside. Now you're not going to kick me in the face, but you're going to lift your leg and put it over. You're going to put it over my arm. Yeah, making him do all the face of it. All right. 1, the weight is under. 2, he rotates. Now the leg is over mine. Huh? Oh, this is harder, huh? Okay, so yeah, I know this is okay. All right. But first of all, lift it up. It's got to be very personal. Okay, so you're lifting it up. It's right about. And so you're okay. First of all, right hand. I made a mistake. Left hand. Boom. Left hand. Foot over. Now come in this way. Rotate the hip back and down. Now for this, you obviously want to. Now remember, knives can be double-edged or they can be single-edged. You grab, if it's single-edged, you go here. If it's double-edged, you make sure it's in the middle. Okay? It's just crazy stuff that we never encounter because we're not, dealing with terrorists. We probably, none of us, I hope, ever have to deal with this. Okay, but what we did, okay, kind of, left hand to right, skip over. What do I do here? Turn the hip and turn the hip down. Put this here, cut my wrist. Dangerous. So, cut my wrist. You get the extensions of the elbow before you try to turn your partner over. Taking the knife, take it. Whoops, take it. All right. Take it from the non-cutting edge, or if it's double-edged, take it in the middle. Okay? There's a couple of those. This is a crazy class. So let's practice this because hopefully you never run into it, but you get your first degree black belt and your technique is sharp and you get into a situation that you haven't practiced. How did Tohei Sensei come up with it? He had to relax completely, let his mind open, weight settle under. In that clear space, the flow probably started to guide him. Okay? All right, so let's try it. Different partner. I sort of screwed you over because I didn't do it, but if he's holding with his right hand, no, don't do that. Go with your left hand. Okay, put your weight under. The weight has to be under. Good. Now kick it over. Should be easier now. Okay, now point it. Okay, now the first thing you do, turn it back. Get it out of the way, and then boom, it goes towards you. Okay, now here, how do I turn him over? He's heavy. He turns himself over. Okay, that's a tricky one. Okay, so if you get into that crazy position right here, then boom. The weight has to be under. Take it over. The first thing I want to do is rotate the hip and get that towards you. Okay. Now, the second thing right here, I'm going to turn the hip some more. Now, right here, yes. So, boom, we keep it going that direction. I mean, you know, you can sort of learn, oh, yeah, I got it, sort of. And, you know, it's the way Steve Kerr puts it, attention to detail. Okay. I mean, we're not dealing with a knife. I hope none of us ever have to. But there's a certain mindset that comes out of way under, relax completely. Your energy starts to flow, and there's that point, tying it all together. And the attention to detail is kind of important in that clarity mind, so you can act decisively. Okay? Yeah. 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 Good. Remember, right here, first thing you want to do, not twist the wrist, get the blade. And you know, if you get that, you know, you're going to try to do this. No, turn the hip. Right? And, you know, basically, if you're falling that way, but you still got the knife, I'm going to move with you. I just let you fall and come at me again. Or try to slash my legs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got that maker.
Yeah. Yeah. So the thing about the, you know, the coding eyes to you, if you're coming with a ski or something this way, good. First thing I'm going to do is turn the knife towards, not throw. Right? I can't do that. Well, you know, there are other things you can do. It's a braking motion.
Yeah.
But usually the hip. You don't try to twist the wrist, you know, basically here. Boom. Now, shift in power dynamic. Okay. On the other hand, I don't want to knife anybody, I better take them down. You know. All right. But you see that, that's an important one, is that, you know, if you're in this crazy situation, which means, of course, yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, and boom, right, over, and right here, I'm going to do, and turn towards you. You know, that's, okay, I'm relaxing completely, I'm getting a flow, okay, but that one point, the one point,
Yeah.
one point is focus. You can have a lot of great ideas, do a lot of beautiful things, but that point, the point key is in to relax completely, wait undecided, relax completely. It's in your energy starting to move.
I like that one where you basically you have it here, you're actually engaging with all of them.
Yeah.
Center, not just this.
Yeah.
If your center is totally engaged.
Yeah. No, I mean, that part of it's pretty important. Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
the movement for my whole body.
Yeah, if you grab my wrist, for example. Other side, come on a second. That's, waist of energy starting to flow, but
Yeah.
yeah. You know, there's a point where, you know, if you're kind of, you know, what do you do at the end of the game if you were you? Get the ball to Steph. I got a pretty good shot. Every shot he shoots is a great shot. Get it to him. You know, the same thing with the 1 point. Once you get a feel for it through the other three. Yeah. Without that, it's just a form.
Yeah.
It's just a form. I mean, yeah, we get better at the form, but the form in reality might be kind of different sometimes. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Don't listen up. Giving me my center when you listen. Don't do that either.
Okay. All right. Let's put let's put the tonto away, and let's grab a bokken. Okay. Got a bunch of them over there. Okay. Let's do a quick bow in with you. Yeah, one of the best exercises you can kind of do. Okay. And up. And again, right foot is the lead foot. It's a hanmi. Okay. Right hand, usually, for example, here, this is where the handle will go. I don't want to get in the habit of swinging, even though there's a wood sword up here. And I don't want to choke up too much. Okay. All right. And right foot lead. Okay. Oh. Boom. Now, I'm raising up until about, the third eye. I'm not doing, right there, yeah. And then boom, cutting to just below the weight. Boom. And there's a weight shift, not just shift the weight back. Boom. There's a bit of a hip turn. Boom, in the cut. If I just keep the hip square, I don't get that boom, that vibration. Okay. So raise, cut, raise, cut, raise, cut, raise, cut. Okay, now you've got, let's try this. Weight under, weight underside, weight underside, weight underside, weight underside, weight underside. Good. Try a couple more. Turn with the hands at the bottom, but the weight is under. And don't bounce the cut. Boom. Boom. Now it's still bouncing. Boom. 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 Okay. Boom. Boom. Relax completely as well. Boom. Now you see, you're kind of like this, okay, right here. Boom. 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 They're closed. Right. Without locking your shoulder. Boom. Weight under. Relax completely. Boom. You get that vibration at the end. Boom. Okay. Now, one of the things is the closing motion. Boom. Okay. He grabs my wrist. Grab, squeeze hard. Boom. 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 It's not something you do out there. It's something you feel. Boom. See, the weight settles under. That helps. Relax as completely as possible. Boom. So I start to get some speed when I relax completely. All right. Mind and body go through some balance, and all of a sudden, boom, it flows. Boom. And the hardest one, the very end, boom, that one point. Boom. It's like Stephen Curry going to the gym and hitting 30 3-pointers in a row. Boom. Boom. Okay? So swing. Start with the relax completely. Weight underside. That's better. Okay, it's better. Okay, now when you close, Yonkyo. Boom. 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 Okay, now for example, grab my wrist and hold firm. Okay, boom. Now the hand's going the opposite direction, but okay, boom. All right, thank you. Boom. You can practice that with the cut. Boom. Boom. Cut. Boom. You're stopping the sword. Boom. 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 See, the key doesn't stop. You don't want to go stop the sword, stop your key. Boom. 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 Yeah. Okay. Now let's watch here. Let's say David coming right about here. That's the sword cut. Okay. The vibration is not something you're doing out there. And one of the things, for example, he does grab. Good. Your energy starts to flow. Okay. Now, you know, the old strong key, swing the sword. Boom. 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 Well, boom. Cut. Everybody cut. Okay. Oops. Got to get your sword. Okay. Boom. Okay. Yeah. You don't want to look down at it. The feeling is boom. That vibration is kind of in your belly, and of course it goes out into your hand. Yeah. Boom. Yeah. Now you're trying to get that feeling of focus you get there is your one point starting. Okay. That means that you got your weight under, you relax completely, and you got some flow. But see what I mean? Yeah. Then it's alive. See what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, weight goes under. The weight's not going under yet. Weight goes under. Relax as completely as you can. It flows out. Boom. That's better. Boom. Okay. Boom. Now remember on this one, if you grab, feeling of that vibration, boom. You grab. Keep holding. Boom. Keep holding. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the very end of it, boom. Boom. That's better. Boom. Better. Boom. 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 Boom.
I want to feel it go out. I'm also feeling it in the soles of my feet at the same time as it's going out.
Okay, keep going. Yeah, and one more time. Raise, cut, boom. Raise, cut, boom. Cut, boom. Yeah, raise, cut, boom. Is that vibration? Boom. Boom. It's almost like an earthquake through your belly. Boom. That's exactly right. Boom. That's better. That's better. Boom. Boom. Okay. That's good. Okay, now you're getting what we call the bounce. Boom. Now you're stopping the sword and pulling back. Boom. 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 Now, if you grab the wrist, hold firm. Boom. That's the feeling. At the end of it, you're kind of double spiraling, but boom. Raise a little higher, third eye at least. Boom. Good. That was good. Now you're getting your body into it, which is good. And boom. 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 Now, boom. Boom. So you don't drop your weight. Boom. In some degree, you know, there's also the body raises. If you just go here, you're a woodcutter. Boom. Boom. You get that vibration. Boom. 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 Okay, David. Breath. Free and easy. Breath. Breath. Boom. Oh, I kind of want to see you get, look, if you grab the wrist, it's just vibration. Yeah, grab them. Boom. Yeah. Now hold, we'll do this real slow. You get out of your way. Goes here. Boom. Keep holding. Boom. Feel that? Boom. And then the tip. Boom. That vibration is going on through your system. It's not how it, boom. 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 Then somebody says you got to extend key. Okay. That's kind of what extending key feels like. Although I think the term itself, you know, most people go, what's key? Well, you know, you stay mental with it. So it's your life force, right? And it's starting to flow and boom. Infuse whatever you do with vital meaning and purpose. That's, for me, it's key. Okay. But you breathe a little freer, boom. And you get that boom. It's like an earthquake is going on inside you. Boom. Boom. Okay. Okay. Boom. Okay. Now it's going out. But give me your hand for a second. Raise and cut. Raise and cut right here. Boom. Okay. Now get out of your way so you don't hit me in the face when you raise. Okay. Better? Now weight under. Boom. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So, you know, just basically doing some bokken work is just a good way of kind of developing, you know, weight settles under. Relax completely, boom, and start to get some speed. What's holding the speed back is all the thoughts that create weight and drag in my system. Okay, you get your mind in your body, your weight under, you're relaxed completely, then all of a sudden, boom, starts to flow. Boom, boom. And those three things, when they start to kind of come together for you, that's what I mean, boom, what that point is. Boom. So the same place doesn't go anywhere. Boom. You know? All right. Now, one of the things, for example, he comes here, it's like, we're moving, but that point is still. It's a boom. I can move, and that point is still. It's still, but it's never set. Okay. Now, the cut itself, boom, is one of the best ways of kind of working those principles right here. Boom. Boom. When I start to get that point, the up and the down, they become one. One point. Boom. Okay. So, you know, if you have one, you can practice that on your own. We'll do a little bit more because it's a, other than that, you know, somebody grabs your wrist, you start to kind of, boom. The weight underside, they're relaxed completely, the energy starting to flow. And that point, they're right accessible to you right now. You don't go anywhere. You don't have to get it into any sort of a supernatural state to do it either. Although when you start to touch it, amazing things may start to happen to you. Okay. Well, since they said, you know, it says heaven is right where you are, always train like that's what's going on. All right. The other thing you said, which was tied to it, if you read The Art of Peace, think about heaven being right where you are, just right on the first page or two. And then you go right to the end, the last page or two. It just says, when you give up all thoughts of transcendence, then it's kind of like the natural beingness of you emerges. Okay? It's a contradiction. Heaven. All right? All right? I mean, a lot of what Osensei is saying is that there's the key to sort of being who he is. He was an enlightened man. Yes, he was. But, you know, you try to figure out enlightenment, you're probably going to mess it up. It probably has a sense where you're right here, right now. There's a tremendous vitality going through you. Your mind is clear and very flexible. Your energy, your life force is very vital. And you're calm. Capable of handling anything. That last one, of course, is a big statement, but to say, and that's a pretty enlightened place. Okay? Now, there are other fancier things and aspects to it, but sometimes we get too caught up in something like that, and all of a sudden we lose the vitalness of our own life force. Okay? Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much. Well, of course, this gets tangled up and everything. Yes. Come on. Sorry about that, everybody. Stand up and stretch your legs.
and